Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. So today we're going to be continuing on with the enchantment system that I was working on yesterday. Mostly today going to be just figuring out the sort of user experience or the player experience of actually adding an enchantment to the card. So the technical side of things is done, but we still need to add a way for the player to actually apply the enchantment to a selected card. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing, and I just had a brilliant idea, so kind of derailed my train of thought. But anyway, before I get started, Gunforged is available for sale. It's my first real commercial release. It's a 2D roguelite goofy shooter, and it's currently available on Steam, so check out the link in the description below. Definitely consider purchasing that if you want to support my work, or if the game looks fun to you. And yeah, there's a demo available for you to try as well. I am trying to be a full-time indie dev, so every sale of this game helps me out very much. Also, I have Udemy courses available for sale, so if you want to learn how to build a complete game in the Godot engine, that's also a great way of supporting my work and a great way to kickstart your Godot journey. So, with all of that out of the way, hello Polaris, welcome back. Always good to see you. Hope you have a nice day as well. So let's take a look at what I have so far for this enchantment system. Right now I'm basically just forcing the enchantment system to show up. So I do this, I'll go through the combat here, and we've got the enchants here. So obviously very work in progress UI going on here, but that is what we've got. And there's only 3 enchantment options right now. So yeah. So what I was originally going to do is have the player choose the enchant and then click on the card that they want to enchant. Actually, I wonder what I should do. So should I click on the enchant and then click on the card to apply the enchantment, or should I use the board style again where I say drag a card here to apply the enchantment? I probably should stick with the board style, though I could imagine that would be... It would be easier just to do this and that rather than, okay, we've chosen this, then we go over here, we drag the card that we want to apply it to. I think, I mean, that's going to be the simplest thing to do first because I already have support for all that. So maybe I'll just create another board interface here and say drag the card over that you want to apply the enchant to. Okay. Maybe I'll do that then. Make an enchanter's pedestal or something. Yeah, like the altar, kind of. That would be a good idea. Yeah, do some art for it. So then drag it over, and then as soon as you drop it in, it plays like an effect or something. It gains the enchant. And then, yeah, I think that'll work. Because that kind of fits thematically, and I don't need to... Honestly, it's going to be kind of a nightmare to put the game into a mode where you're doing like a card selection. So you do this, and then you click on a card, and like I have to disable the drag and drop and all that stuff. It's much easier just to use the framework that I've already got going on with the board style. Okay, yeah, let's do that. And welcome back, Adam. Good to see you again. Kind of matches the sacrificial altar concept, so it fits. Yeah, I agree. Let's do that. I could do like a, yeah, like the Minecraft enchanting table kind of thing with like a book or something. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, so let's do that. So when I choose one of these buttons, I need to basically spawn that grid. So enchant container. Okay, so let's see. Enchant option. So I think what I'll do, where's my altar? Or as it called, resurrection container, yeah. You know what? I might as well just duplicate this. Resurrection container, duplicate. We're going to call this apply enchant container. Okay. We're going to move this to enchant here. So here's our apply enchant container. We'll get rid of the script. Yeah, this is going to work pretty well. I'm just going to delete this though. And we don't need these buttons either. So it's just going to be as soon as you drag the card into this, it's going to be applied. I'll keep the text direct here as a placeholder so that it kind of matches thematically. Or so that I can kind of have like an idea of what a visual would look like right here. So then what we'll do is we'll take this enchant container here. Yeah, I think this will work. So let's go to the event enchant. The funniest thing happened this morning. So the C# dev kit got disabled in Cursor by Microsoft. So I had to switch the extension that I'm using to this one called .rush, which appears to be a little bit slower, but my AI assisting is working again, so, you know, we'll have to deal with that. That's all right. It's fine. It's okay. It's whatever. It's fine. It changed the color of null and this, though. It's kind of annoying. Anyway, small stuff. Doesn't matter. Enchant event state machine. Oh, you know what I should do? Why is this... I don't like... Okay, whatever. Whatever, I'll figure all this out later. So, enchant event state machine. So, when an option gets chosen, we need to create the apply enchant container. So, let's do this. Apply enchant container, scripts. Okay, and I'll worry about filling this out later. Let's just see if I can do this. So on option selected, state machine dot add states, state apply enchant. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit slower. That's all right. Good morning, Arion. Welcome back. You seem very energetic this morning. I must have gotten some good sleep, I suppose. Hello, QuijiPixel. Welcome back. Good to see you as always. Enter state apply enchant. Private apply enchant container equals, we're not going to do this. We're going to do resource preloader dot instance scene or null. Yeah, this is so much slower. Oh, I need a node here. Okay. Add child, apply enchant container. So I need to do a leave state init here. Leave state init. We're going to do enchant container dot... No. We're going to do for each var child in get children dot of type enchant option. Yeah, dot queue free. Is my formatting not working? Oh, that's kind of annoying. Okay. Ah, Microsoft. Do I need to install a C# format extension? Might have to switch to Copilot, honestly. Go back to VS Code if this is not going to work. We'll see. This says 36,000 installs, but... Oh, last released on 2020. Okay. Okay, this one... Hold on a second. I gotta figure this out. Okay, so that's going to work. I think I can just install this, maybe. Install. Let's see if it works. Oh, goodness. Oh, wait. Can I use .rush? Oh, maybe I didn't need that. Hold on. I'll figure this out eventually. Okay, there we go. All right, code formatting is back. Whew, okay. What am I working on? Hello, Grim. Right now I'm adding an enchant system to this game. I'll show you the game in a little bit here, but yeah, so there's a little enchant thing here. I'm going to drag a card into this grid, and then that will apply the selected enchantment to the card. And an enchantment for this card, if you're not familiar with the game, I'll explain it in just a bit, but an enchantment will change or add some behavior to a card that doesn't otherwise exist on the card. So anyway, leave state init here. We're going to free all of those enchant options, and then we're going to enter state apply enchant, apply this enchant container. Okay, so then down here, we're going to take the private base enchant, selected enchant, enchant options, option index. We're going to change state to state apply enchant. Okay. So now what I need to do is I need to, well, let's just see if this works. Is this a Game Jam game or a new commercial game you're trying to make? Not Gunforge. Yeah, it's a new commercial game. Yeah. So, like I said, I'll explain it after I'm done with this little feature here. Let's see. We'll just God mode our way through this. Echo enchant, it didn't work. Oh, because I forgot to add this. Apply enchant container to this resource preloader. Let's try again. Still didn't work. Object reference not set to an instance of object. Oh. I need to put this in here. Public apply enchant container create apply enchant container. I just did this wrong, that's why. All right, so apply enchant container is equal to enchant container.create. That should work. I just did that in the complete wrong way. Okay, boom. Okay, so it's not freeing those, and the reason is because I did it wrong again. So I keep forgetting that this state machine is a standalone thing. So I need to do enchant container. And actually what I should do is I should probably just in here, public void clear options. And we'll take this. And put it there. Okay, so this should work. All right, so now what I can do is I can actually work on this apply enchant container here. We need a node reference to the board. So there's our board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this board and listen for, I don't know what it's making up here, board.card placed plus equals on card placed. Oh, this is board inventory component. On card placed. This is card stats. I need an at position, vector 2 I at position. All right, so then we need a signal here. Public delegate void do I need a signal for that? I don't think so. Let's just do this for now. I need to public void set enchant to apply base enchant. Why is that not auto-completing? Hello? Okay. Enchant to apply is equal to base enchant. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in here first. Apply enchant container, set enchant to apply. Cool. So now on card placed, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say card.apply add enchant, I think. Cool. I think what we basically need to do is just, I'm just going to create a finished event handler here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say board inventory component dot card transferred on card transferred. Oh, do I need to just hit enter here? Why won't it accept my input? If I press tab, it doesn't accept it. Oh, goodness. I don't think this new C# extension is working well with this. Anyway, on card transferred. This is a board inventory component to inventory. I actually don't care about these arguments here. All I'm going to do is emit signal finished. So the enchant's going to be placed on the card, and actually I can do card.play card.cardNode.play. Do I not have a fade out on the card? Let me see. Oh. All right, I'm gonna need to think about what visual effect to play there. It's kind of tricky with all the canvas groups that I have going on and the shaders and whatnot, but I'll figure that out later, I suppose. So on card transferred. So now in my event state machine, I'm gonna listen to that dot finished on apply enchant finished. I'm gonna change the state cleanup. We're going to enchant container.queue free. Okay, let's see if that works. Begin. Okay, let's do echo enchant. Why are those not being freed? That's a good question. Let's take a look at the UI and just see what I'm doing wrong here. Enchant options. So these are the enchant options. Am I not calling clear options? Get children of type enchant option. What am I doing something wrong here? Hold on a second. Add child enchant option. Clear options is being called. Oh, I never added the leave state init, did I? Leave state init. Okay, that should fix it. That should fix it. Poison enchant. Boom. Okay, so let's go ahead and just add it here. Bang. All poison applies increased by 1. So there's my enchant there now. So now I can bring this on over, and as soon as I bring it out, it's done. So yeah, as soon as I put it on the grid, it applies the enchant, and then when I remove it from the grid, we advance. So I can choose increase board size. It doesn't do anything. Okay. All right, so that's all good. Obviously, I need better visuals for those enchantments. I'm not actually sure... I'm not exactly sure how I want to display those enchantments. A book would be kind of nice, honestly. Like a tome. Maybe we'll go ahead and draw that in a second here. But let's see if I can get this working. So get rid of this forced event type there. Let's play a couple rounds here, and I can also explain what the game is about. So for those who are new, so basically this is a collectible card game, grid inventory management, auto battler, where you have all these cards here. A card has a tag and certain abilities. And the idea is that you want to organize your board with cards such that you're maximizing their potential based on whatever build that you're doing. So, for example, this ceremonial dagger, it applies 1 poison, but it doubles the poison applied if an adjacent card applies poison. So this is best used if you can put another poison applying card right next to it. So you're going to get more poison output from that. For example, this skeleton warrior just basically does damage. This incense here reduces the remaining turns of adjacent minion cards by 1 when it executes. So if I put that next to a minion card, which is tagged here, I can see that that's now affecting that. And then this lambone ring just applies heal. So this is the idea, and it's a roguelike, so you're going to be managing your power growth as you fight combat encounters and engage in the various events that are available to you. And the idea is that you just want to create a good board that can defeat the enemies. And so here's the combat. If I click begin, this is where it becomes an auto battler, so I don't have any control at this point, which is, it may change in the future. I may add some element of control for the player, but basically you just set up your board in a way that is designed to defeat the enemy, and you watch the combat play out and hope that you win. And in this case, I am going to win. So there we go, defeated that. And I can now select booster packs. So these are the little booster packs that are typical for card games here. This one has more ritual cards, so I'll take that. And here's 3 ritual items. So I'm going to take this bell. This resets the cooldown of 1 enemy minion card with the least turns remaining. And then I've got events here. So I can choose booster, max health increase, or add an enchantment to a card. Let's do the enchantment now that I've done this. And I'm actually going to take... the Echo enchant, and I'm going to put this on the skeleton. So I'll put that there. This skeleton now has an Echo enchant here, and so I'll bring this over. And so that's basically the idea. Oh, I could add another enchantment, but I'm going to go for a max health increase and increase my health by 15. And then these are the different combat difficulties. So I haven't yet put UI in here, but you get better rewards if you fight a more difficult enemy. So, and then it tells you what the board configuration is. So in this combat, I'll be fighting an axe and a skeleton warrior. The axe here doubles damage if there's an adjacent minion. So that means that this axe is actually going to do 4 damage per, and this skeleton does 2 damage per. But I should be fine, especially with the skeleton echo. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Skeleton's going to hit twice. And I think he's also going to hit twice when the incense triggers him. Yeah, look at that. So you can see how, hopefully, you can see how the builds are going to work out here, where you continually upgrade your cards, you modify them, you increase your board size, and you just try to create, yeah, it's just typical roguelike. Get your build online and try to win. This is good. I like the phylactery a lot. I do need to increase my board size here, so I'm going to select that. So now I've got my board size increases, and I can actually do that again. So I'm going to do that. And now I can actually make use of, I think, Oh, how am I going to do this? Let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to make use of these two things. So the ceremonial dagger now is going to apply extra poison because the phylactery applies poison, but the phylactery is interesting because it applies 0 poison at first. However, the poison applied grows by 1 every time an allied card applies poison. So that means that when the ceremonial dagger executes, it's actually going to buff this phylactery. So these two things are feeding off of each other. And let's go to the skeleton warrior here. So you can see that that phylactery has grown, applies 1 poison now. Sweet. So there's something weird about that poison indicator, though. It doesn't seem to be ticking up immediately. I don't know why, but... yeah. So that's the gist of the game here. Ooh, we can get a scarab in there. Alchemize. So this is the other major system of the game, this alchemy system. What this basically allows you to do is this allows you to combine 2 cards together. So I'm actually going to take the bell and the incense, perform alchemical transformation, and what I get out is I get 3 options I can choose from. These are the different alchemized options. Here, I can get a bell now that has the ability of the incense, as well as that it retains the ability of itself, or I can go for the incense, which has a lower turn cooldown, but it's the same. So this is, in this case, it's very trivial, but as you start alchemizing more and more cards together, you can get some really powerful cards here. So this reduces remaining uses of adjacent minions by 1. So I'm going to take this and put that there. Does the buff stick around forever? For the phylactery, no. So this resets every combat. But there are, like, the alchemy stuff sticks around, and then the enchantment stuff sticks around. So yeah, anything that's like an abilities are typically reset. So this will grow as the combat is going on. But anything that's like an enchant or an alchemy result is going to stay. So I can add an enchantment to the card. Poison enchant. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I'm going to put this on the phylactery here. And now this, all poison applied is increased by 1. So now I've got a little bit of a poison build going on here. So obviously I need to work on the pacing and whatnot because I'm already very powerful. So I like that though. I like how quickly like you can get a build online here. And I think I just need to scale the enemies harder. Because right now they're scaling kind of slow. Now this is interesting. Apply 1 preserve per allied ritual card. Do I have... I only have 1 ritual card. I just got a spam call. This call is to authorize a payment of $1,500 for your recent order of Apple MacBook Pro. Spam. Alrighty, so let's see. I'm going to take a Corvid here. Max health increase. I don't need that. Let's do alchemized cards. Alchemize these 2. Deal 2 damage. Heal 2. Echo if they're... Oh, this got 3 of them. I don't know if this is going to work, actually. How does that work? Hold on. Let me see. Corvid. Oh, yeah. I think that this is kind of broken, but that's all right. I'll fix that later. Let me actually make a note of that. So Corvid Echo. Corvid Echo works incorrectly when alchemized onto a non-Corvid card. But anyway, so yeah, I got this Lambone ring now that does a lot of stuff, heal and deal damage. Let's see, add enchantment to a card. So obviously these are all very powerful. I'm gonna need to work on the pacing, like I said. Let's do the turn cooldown and put this on here. So now this is only one turn. Begin. So this is gonna be ramping up the poison very hard. I wonder why this poison isn't updating here. It should update anytime poison is applied. I might fix that real quick. Nice. So yeah, I'm just chewing through enemies now. Alembic. And then there's weird shaped cards like this L-shaped one. Ooh, I'm going to take this actually because then I can hopefully, yeah, upgrade cards. So there's this upgrade card system where I can take this relic, this phylactery here, put that there as the card to upgrade. This is the card to destroy that's going to be used to upgrade it. So this should go to tier 2 now. So I'm at tier 2. So now the poison growth applies more, or it grows quicker. So now I've got a tier 2 phylactery. And let's see. Let's increase the board size again. We'll fight this. So yeah, that's the game. I think it's feeling pretty good. I just need to add more content, more cards, work on the pacing a little bit. But yeah, can you fight multiple enemies at once, or is it always 1v1? Yeah, it's always 1v1 for now. Obviously that can change in the future, but looks like you could use tooltips. Yeah, I need to do like a minimal tooltip. I can't show all this information like this text here. That's as small as the text can go. So, so yeah, a tooltip, it can't show all the information. So that's a tricky thing. It's always a tricky thing about making these like low res pixel games. I can do this though. Oh, I didn't get a card upgrade here. All right, let's do another increased board size. Max health increase. Let's do that one. So I've got a lot of, yeah, so I need to figure out, maybe we'll do some work on the pacing here. I also don't have that many enemy board configurations that can be fought here, so. I struggle with fitting info on tooltips as well. Yeah, it's very tricky. Okay, so anyway, that's the game. I think the enchantment system is working okay. I don't need, I don't think I need that. Okay, enchant system working. I want to fix that poison thing. Well, let's see. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should work on the art for that enchant system. Yeah, there's a lot of things to figure out here. Kind of want to work on the pacing here and the events and whatnot. Improves the healing of any ability by 1. So these are my ability ideas. I already did this, so that's done, that's done, that's done, that's done. I'm still thinking I'm going to add a different enemy faction. So the enemy faction is going to be like humans, like villagers and whatnot. I think that's going to be better than fighting the same cards that you can get. It's going to be a little bit more interesting. Really like the individual timer lines on the items. Also love the little swishes when the incense activates. Thank you, yeah. Lots of work to do still visually, but I think it's moving in a good direction, so. But yeah, there's just so much. I want to do a boss fight. I could do a shop. I think this is done. Let me do this. Where is this actually? I don't know. Here's the enemy board health. So base enemy board health, growth rate. Let's turn this up to 0.5 maybe. This will no longer be correct, so I'll remove that. I gotta find a way to keep the currency in check as well. And also, I need more complicated board configurations, I think. Pick board configurations. So this is my algorithm for picking that. I can get rid of this, I think. I wonder if I just don't divide this by 2 here. Okay, let's just see how this looks. So hopefully the enemy boards are going to be growing in difficulty a little bit quicker now. What are you using for your to-do Kanban board? That is Obsidian, the note-taking app Obsidian with the Kanban community plugin. Yeah, I like Obsidian. I like it because all of your notes are stored locally, which is great. Ooh, that's already a difficult one. Am I gonna win this one? Let's see. Oh, I guess I chose the most difficult one. That's fine. I need to come up with some way of having the player choose their starting loadout too. I already died on the first one. Sacrifice 2 cards to resurrect. Resurrect, boom. So I changed this resurrection now so that you get to try the encounter again, but the enemy retains the health that you've chipped away. So this is to prevent situations where you're like guaranteed to lose, because previously it would just reset the enemy's health, but now you can basically fight the enemy in 2 phases after you resurrect. So now I should be able to win this outcome, or this combat here. There we go. All right, but I had to sacrifice cards to do it. So let's do more relic cards. Might as well take that. Can we do an upgrade? No. Max health increase. I'm probably going to want that. So let's do that. Add an enchantment to the card. Echo enchant. Let's do echo and we'll put it on the heal. So I get a heal of 4 now. Let's try this. So we're already fighting a tier 2 skeleton warrior here as the most difficult one. So this is definitely scaling a lot faster, which is good. So we'll see how this actually goes for me. I think I'm gonna win. I hope I'm gonna win. Oh, I don't know. I might not win. I'm getting a good sustain with that heal. Ooh, this might be a little bit hairy. I don't think I'm gonna win, actually. Oof. Am I? Yes, I did it. Woo! Okay. More minion cards. I'm going to need a bigger board size here. Let's take the Corvid. upgrade a card. Shoot. Let's do... Oh, no. I probably need the health increase. Upgrade a card. Here we go. No, I want to use this one because that has Echo. I want to keep this one, not destroy that one. So upgrade. So now I'm healing 3 with Echo, so that'll be a 6 heal. I'm not going to fight that board. Let's just fight the Viper 3 here. 3 damage, 4 poison. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. All right. Let's see. This is feeling much better already, though, with the amount of power that I'm getting as a player. And obviously I'll have controls to like accelerate the combat and whatnot. Or auto-resolve or whatever. So the people that just want to get through the game can just skip the animations, but the people that want to watch too, I still have to decide if I want to add some player interactivity in this phase here. But, yeah, we'll figure that out later. Okay, I should be okay. Oh, I died! Wow. Sacrifice 2 cards to resurrect. Oh no. That sucks. Let's take Axe, I guess. I need to increase my board size. Ah, shoot. This is not going well. Let's do Echo on the Axe. That has Echo now. Let's do this. Hello, Snupbill. Thank you for the IDR 20,000 again. Very much appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. All right, we're going to take the easy combat because it's not going so well for me right now. I think making it interactive is most definitely the way to go. The problem is I don't know how to do that. Like, what should you be able to do? In the combat phase from an interactivity standpoint. Because what I don't want to happen is I don't want to have the player have like 2 builds, right? Where they've got their initial build that procs a bunch of poison or whatever, and then they pause and then they reconfigure their board, because that's going to feel very tedious, right? I want the player to like create and stick with a build and just make tweaks to it as the game progresses, rather than like, oh, pause the combat, drag all these cards over because I'm done with that phase, and then drag the other cards over. Because that's going to feel, if the player feels like they have to do that, that's going to be very tedious. Hey, you can't use NAR, that's our word. Are you Australian? Or British? That's funny. Okay, we can get a skeleton upgrade. Can I do... I need to add icons to these too, so I know at a glance which one's which. Add enchantment. Let's do a booster. Let's take some more cards here. More minion cards. Ooh, the Viper. Let's take the Viper. Alchemize cards, booster, add enchantment. Let's do another enchantment. Let's do turn cooldown on the axe, actually. Cool. Corvid, incense. Let's try to fight the middle difficulty one. Let's begin. Okay, so now I've got some good damage going on, so we'll see how that works. Will there be 2 times speed for the game? Yeah, there will be speed controls for sure. So if you want to just zip through the combat, you can definitely do that. Aussie here should really go to bed. It's past midnight. Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm glad you're here instead of going to bed. So yeah, that tweak that I made to the difficulty actually feels much better. I'm actually having to make meaningful choices. Before I was just choosing the most difficult combat every time, but now I have to be very careful about that. I should probably show the health value on the combat selection as well. Show health value on combat selection. Yeah, this is This is kind of this stream is kind of just like up in the air because I'm still working through a lot of the things about the game and just trying to figure out what's the next most impactful thing that I can do. Obviously, I want to do a lot of work on the visuals and stuff, but I also want to just make sure the game is flowing nicely. I do want to do a boss fight at some point as well. I shouldn't be able to... Oh, wait, never mind. Ooh, another... Okay, we'll build up a skeleton army. Can I have a card upgrade, please? Come on. All right, let's take the max health increase. Increase board size. That's going to be useful. Yeah, let's do that. Corvid 2, Incense 3. 2 Corvids, huh? Let's see. We can put this guy here. And then... I'm going to try fighting these ones. Oh, 76 health. Goodness gracious. Maybe I will turn the health back down. The problem is the damage of the cards is not growing with the health as frequently, so I probably don't want to grow the health as much, because then the combat encounters just get prolonged. I think I'm going to lose this one. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, I probably am. Ooh, that Corvid does 12 damage. That's not good. Oh, you know what I need to do, probably? I probably need the booster packs to have a chance of offering higher tier cards. Depending on how far along you are. Oh, I won. Okay. Yeah, so booster packs need to offer higher tier cards depending how far along. Okay. More minion cards, more relic cards. Okay, let's see. Let's do more minions. Another Viper. Come on, give me a card upgrade. Yes, card upgrade. Boom. Boom. So now I've got a tier 2 Viper. And let's see. Should we do a card alchemy? Let's do a card alchemy, actually. Oh, I can't put the Viper in here. It's too small. All right. Let's do this then. Let's alchemize these two things together. So the interesting thing about the alchemy is that it creates these different permutations, but I think I want to maintain the minion tag. So I'm going to choose one of the alchemized skeletons here, and I can take this now and put that here. Then I can put this skeleton here. So now this is essentially has... Oh, wait. I think my axe had enchantments on it that I just destroyed. That's the other thing I need to do. I need to make the enchants carry over in the alchemy system. Did I write that down? I'm going to just call that done for now. Let's see. Okay, this is good. I'm actually coming up with a lot of things to work on here. So I accidentally deleted my enchants that I had on the axe, so... Well, let's just go here. 114 health! Oh my gosh! Just have to say I found you through your 2D platformer Udemy course. It was fun trying to rework it from Godot 3 to Godot 4. I'm glad you like it, yeah. I still need to... I need to rework or re-record that at some point. There's just not enough time. I basically only have funding for the remainder of the year, so I've got 8 months at this point to make this game and publish it and hopefully make money from it. And it typically takes me like 3 to 4 weeks to record a course. So that would be like a month just to do one course re-recording. So it's just a matter of time management here. What I'd like to do, I think, is get this game into a state where I can release it in early access so I can start collecting sales of that. And also so I can just like, you know, continue development on it, but then hopefully that could generate enough money for me to spend like a month to rework my courses as well, or rework a course. All right, I think I'm losing this one. I got rid of my Echo Enchant on my axe, which nerfed my build a lot. That's good though. I'm glad I did that because yeah, it's just you know, you kind of make those mistakes as a player in roguelikes, right? You just make a bad decision and all of a sudden your build is borked, and that's exactly what I did. So anyway, that's not necessarily a problem. I just need to carry some of that stuff over in the alchemy system. Okay, so I think that I have a good number of things to do now. So I want to make the alchemy system account for the enchants. I want to make booster packs offer stronger cards depending on how far along you are. And I think that's going to lead me into a boss progression system where I fight X number of enemy boards, advance along a timeline or whatever, fight boss, next level. So something like that. So I think that these sort of 4 things are going to be the most impactful things. So for the boss progression system, I'm thinking about just doing like a little timeline at the top here, like a little timeline that shows your progress, and there will be like notches that each represent the steps to the boss, and there will be small notches which represent the events that you're completing, and then there will be big notches which represent combat encounters, and then at the end there will be like the boss, at the timeline, so that there will be a fixed amount of encounters that you get as you progress towards the boss. And then the idea is that there will be like different floors, right? So there will be, you go to the next level, maybe there will be thematically different enemies with different capabilities. Maybe there will also be different cards available at different tiers of the progress. And so I think that's going to be good. So basically like the typical formula, right? You think Slay the Spire, you go through all of your encounters, whatever it is. I don't know, Slay the Spire, I think it's like, maybe it's variable, but it's around 10. So you do 10 things, right? You go along that mapping, that web, maybe 8 to 10 different encounters, then you hit the boss, and you do that 3 times total until you hit the final boss, right? So I think that's a very good formula. And so I'll just do something like that for this game. And I think thematically changing the enemies depending on which level you're on is going to be a good idea. So yeah, I think that's I think that's good. So that's what we'll work on, I think. So I'll do these things first, and then I'll do the boss progression system. This game has potential considering the business side of it. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I've gotten really good comments about just how good like the art looks, and people are getting excited about the different possibilities in terms of like all the things you could do with the game, or I could do with the game. So I'm very much hoping that it has a wider appeal than Gunforged, and it's certainly easier to make. That's a good thing too. It's certainly easier to make. Alrighty. So alchemy system needs to account for enchants. Let's do this. Let me tweak difficulty progression. Actually, I think I want to turn this back down. I think I want to turn this back down to 0.35. I think the enemy health was growing just a little bit too much. I guess we can put the comment back as well. Okay, so tweak the difficulty progression. So where is the alchemy? Alchemy event state machine. Okay, so let's do this. So var all enchants. Get enchantments to list. So all enchants var min, and let's do max enchants to take is equal to all enchants dot max x dot count. Oh wait. Oh no, this would be cards dot max card dot base card dot get enchantments dot count. Okay. var enchants to add is equal to all enchants order by random dot take. Var enchants to take is equal to mathf.floor to int. Let's do this. mathutil.rng.randirange 0 max enchants to take max enchants to take dot select x dot duplicate to list. Okay, so basically what I'm doing when I'm doing the alchemy is I'm saying, okay, what's the maximum number of enchants? So if you've got a card with 3 enchants, that could be the potential max. So it's going to choose a value between 0 and that max. And then what it's going to do is it's going to take these enchantments and it's going to order them randomly. And then it's going to take whatever number was determined and add those. Now, one problem here is that I probably only want unique enchantments. Oh, I didn't really consider the idea of like putting multiple echoes. I might as well just leave it. I don't know. There's no reason to restrict it. If you get 3 echoes on the same card, then you get 3 echoes on the same card. There's no reason to restrict that arbitrarily. It's just like if you want to have a run where you've got one card that's got like 10 echo enchantments on it, then be my guest. I think that's going to be fun. So never mind. We'll just say take the enchants, whatever ones, and put them on there. Okay. So I think that's going to work. Now I need to be able to test this. So let's just go ahead and run through the game a little bit here. Going to bed, but I'll leave running on mute. Hopefully enjoy the ad revenue. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Jake. Thank you, thank you. Hope to see you in a future stream as well. All right, so let's do this. Boom, boom. Sacrificing an alchemized card is too painful, yeah. Yeah, it is. So we're going to add an enchantment. Let's do Echo. We'll put this on this card. So now I've got an Echo enchant. Let's do another enchantment. Let's put another Echo on it. Bam, bam. So it's got Echo twice. I actually want to test that. So it should attack 3 times. Wow, look at that. That works so good. I was kind of not expecting that to work, honestly, but it does work, so that's great. That's great. Okay, we'll take the phylactery here. So let's do alchemized cards. We're going to put this one in here. I'm just going to do all of these and see what happens. So that's got 1 echo, that's got 0, and that's got both echoes. Okay, perfect. It's working exactly as planned. It's working exactly as planned. Increase board size. Oh, that's kind of tough. Okay. Well, let's see. I wonder if I'm going to win this. I don't even know. I might win this, actually. Yeah, it looks like I am going to win this. Look at that. Viper's trying to kill me, but it's not going to. Nice. That's super cool. So 2 echoes on this. So that means I'm healing 6. And then I'm also reducing the remaining turns of minion cards. That's super cool. Super cool. Okay. All right. How long have you been making this? It's only been like a month and a half or so. I've basically been streaming the entire development of this game. So if you just go back and look to the first stream where I made this game, probably about a month and a half ago. So I think realistically, I think I can probably have something out in early access in like 3 months from now. I think that's feasible. Because the game is like all the fundamentals basically are built into the game, and now it's just a matter of like making everything super nice and clean and really play testing it and doing the gameplay and what else was I gonna say? Oh, obviously doing all the content. So making a bunch of new cards, making a bunch of new abilities, adding things like a shop or new events and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, It's going well, though. It's going well. All right, I need to take a quick break, though. I'm going to get a refill on my drink. I also need to administer some medicine to my cat. So I may be gone for like 3 to 4 minutes here. So I appreciate your patience. But I'll be right back, and then we'll spend the next hour or so working on this stuff that I need to do. So we're just going to go through the to-do list here. But in the meantime, while I'm gone for 3 to 4 minutes, please check out the links in the description below. Gunforged is available for sale. It's my first real commercial release, and that's the main way that I'm making my money, in addition to the Udemy courses. So if you'd like to financially support me, the Udemy courses and Gunforged are the way to do it. Those are linked in the description below. And if you want to support me without spending a dime, then you can just like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. All that kind of stuff is very helpful as well. And so, yeah, give me 3 to 4 minutes. I'll be right back, and we'll continue on with this work. All right, thank you for your patience. Let's go ahead and continue on. So did I commit that or no? Yeah, so support enchants in alchemizing. So we'll commit that. All right, so booster packs need to offer higher tier cards depending on how far along the player is. Let's go ahead and do that. So where is my booster event state machine? Here. So in here, pick weighted cards with tags. Okay, so pick weighted cards with tags. So there's one thing, I can actually do two things at once here. Let's see. Yeah, let's do this too. Prevent the same card from being chosen more than once in booster. So pick weighted cards with tags. Where is this being used? Oh, okay, just there. Okay. So result equals new card stats. Get loot table data. This is card definition resource. Okay. So what I'll do is so var picked cards is equal to new hash set card definition resource. Pick item conditional, not picked card contains. Picked cards dot add card dot object. No, just card. Okay, so that should prevent the card from being picked, the same card from being picked twice. Okay. Pick weighted cards with tags. You know what? I think this might change in the future. Right now, when I select a booster pack and it says like more minion cards, all it's doing is it's changing the weight of minion cards in the loot table so that they become more common. I may change that though. Instead of the booster pack, maybe it can be weighted heavily more for minions, but the problem is you could choose like a minion booster pack and not get any minions because it's pure random, right? So I could either make it guaranteed to offer at least one minion card, or I could make it offer only minion cards. But I think what I've got going on here where you can choose a minion booster pack and not get a minion, I don't think that's good. So I'm gonna have to think about that. It depends on the content. I mean, if I've got 100 unique cards in the game, then just offering 3 minion cards probably would be the way to go, because then you can narrow down the scope of the cards you're trying to target to just minions, and there might be, 20, 25, 30 minions in the game. So rather than just trying to like get lucky with 100 different entries, even with the weighted differences, it could just be a narrower set of like 25 cards you're trying to get. That'll probably be what I do, but I'm not going to change that just yet here. What is the name of the tool for task management? That is Obsidian. Obsidian with the Obsidian Kanban plugin. Can't speak highly enough of Obsidian. I mean, let me get on my soapbox for a second here. So I switched everything over to like having my own data, at least the critical data that I own. So all my photos and all my files and documents and videos and all that stuff, I'm using a network attached storage now to store all that stuff. And my notes are part of that. Like I don't like these cloud service note things like Notion because I don't own those. So anyway, so these are all stored locally. These notes are, and then they're synced to the network attached storage. And then that's synced to a cloud storage provider nightly as well. So I'm basically, barring thermonuclear war, I'm basically never going to lose any of my data. So like Obsidian could become obsolete software and I would still be able to read these notes because they're just marked down under the hood. So that's the biggest appeal for me of Obsidian. Are you a single developer? Yeah, I'm solo, yep. Being a single developer seems impossible. The AA game single developer dream is so far away. Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on what you have. Like, making just indie games is fun, and I think you can make good money on that. I mean, I don't think it's unreasonable to shoot for a goal of tens of thousands of dollars a year as an indie developer, but you're not like, the idea of becoming like a millionaire off of indie game development is very unlikely, I think. But I think that if you're good enough at it, and you are consistent with the quality of your work, I think you can carve out a pretty steady income for yourself. But I don't know, that's just how I feel. We'll see. Maybe you can pay a humor for a reroll. Ooh, yes. Yes, let's add that. So ideas, add reroll to booster pack. That's a great idea, thank you. Can a booster pack give you a card that doesn't fit the current board size? It can, yes. But that's why you have your inventory, so you can store cards in your inventory to use later if you like. I know you say you don't have many more months of funding and you have streamed most of the creation of the game. Do you ever think about spending more than 2-ish hours a day? Well, I do work on the game off stream. I just do a stream in the morning because it's sort of my most productive hours, my most energetic hours. So I do a 2-hour stream in the morning, and then I usually get lunch or something, then I'll work on it some more in the afternoon, and then I work on it in the evening as well. So it's not just 2 hours a day. Yeah, that's just the stream time, so. Hello, Neozoid. Welcome. Okay, anyway, what am I doing? Booster packs need to offer higher tier cards. Oh, yes. So here, right, so pick weighted cards with tags. So I think in here, maybe this is where I'll apply the tier upgrade. How am I doing it with enemies? Model get current tier, model target tier. I mean, it's going to be kind of like a crapshoot here to guess when I should be upgrading the cards, but what I'll do here is I'll say, let's just do this. Let's do var min tier is equal to, let's do context.combat encounters completed. Let's make the min tier let's do additional tier. As you go to combat encounters divided by 3, so every 3 combat encounters it'll go up the minimum tier, and then we'll do var max additional tier is equal to we'll make it go up by 1, and we'll give it yeah, so let's do this. Actually, I kind of want to do a normal distribution here. So let's do this. Shoot. Let's do matthewtill.rng.randfn. We're going to start with a mean of 0 and a deviation of, I don't know what numbers these actually produce, but let's do 0.5, I suppose, for now. And we want this to actually be mathf.absolute, because this can be negative. Oops. Oops. And then we're going to do mathf.floor to int. All right, so now for each card, for each var card in cards, var additional tier is equal to min additional tier plus max additional tier. Actually, this should be, that's not the best language, but that's fine. Card for I is less than additional tier I plus plus. I think that's it. Card.increment tier. This actually should be randomized every card. So every card is going to have this minimum tier, which is just based on the combat encounters completed, but then they're going to have a chance to generate higher as well. Okay, I think that's going to be okay. Let's see what happens. You're welcome, bite-sized pixels. In total, how much do you spend working on the game coding on average in a single day? It's usually anywhere between 4 to 6 hours. I definitely don't sit at the computer for 8 hours straight. I tend to break up my day, so I'll do, like I said, 2 hours in the morning. I'll do like 2-ish hours in the afternoon, and then 2-ish hours in the evening. But sometimes it's less. Sometimes it's like 4 hours a day. Sometimes it's 8 hours a day. It kind of depends on what I'm doing during that day and how I'm feeling. And a lot of the time too, like especially in the early stages of this development, it's like I don't really know what to work on. I just need to think about a lot of stuff. So I'll just take a break and like just let that kind of simmer, I guess you could say, in my mind before I make any big programming moves, you know? And sometimes I'm not even like in the editor. Sometimes, like the other night, I just drew up just for fun some villager items. So let's see if I can actually find it. So I like drew up this dog, which doesn't look that great because there's no card background, but... So I was just coming up with some villager items, like there's a dog. That could be like a villager card. I also made some prayer beads here. And I just did these the other night, probably spent 30 minutes or whatever making them. This one was super easy, the dog was harder. But yeah, I was just like trying to think of like themes for the villagers and that kind of faction. So sometimes I'll spend time doing that, but these aren't in the game yet, so I don't know. All that stuff is just like, it's work, but it's not really, like those things didn't really advance the project at all. It's just mostly kind of getting some ideas down. Anyway, yeah, let's see what happens. So let's put these in here. Bam. This is starting to feel like a real game though, which I'm glad for. Oof, I think I might lose this combat here actually. Am I? Yep, I'm gonna lose. Okay, I already lost. That's okay. We'll sacrifice these two things, resurrect. Take the axe. Max health increase, boom. Increase board size. We'll drag these over and put the axe here. Let's fight an easy one. I don't feel like losing again. The combat encounters are definitely like, they're more meaningful. The choices are more meaningful now, which is good. Let's take this. Max health increase, increase board size. So I'm just trying to see now if I can get any items that have additional tiers. Upgrade card. Let's put this one here, put this one there, upgrade. What did this actually do? Does that not have a... Oh, I don't think I scaled that ability. Oh, set. That needs to be set base magnitude. Oops, I wonder if I made that mistake everywhere. I made that... Oh yeah, this is probably wrong, huh? Simple damage. Oh man, hold on a second. Yeah, I think I did all this wrong. This all needs to be set base magnitude. This is, yeah, this is a little bit tricky here. Oh, man. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix all that. I'm gonna have to fix all that. Base magnitude. Oh, wait. This one set... What did I change this to? Set multiplier. Okay, never mind. Shoot. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit tricky here. Update target magnitude. Update target. Dynamic magnitude ability. Oh, I'm gonna need to figure all this out. This is not good. There's a huge issue here. Oh boy. Let's see where this dynamic magnitude ability is used. Value scalar damage ability. Oh wait, the magnitude ability, these don't have the scale. Okay, so that's fine. So value scalar set multiplier. Damage execution growth. Okay, that's fine. Adjacent scaled poison. Oh, you know what? Maybe I didn't need to make all those changes. Oh, shoot. This base magnitude and magnitude is so confusing. Where am I even using this base magnitude at? Find all references. I think that's fine. Poison ability. I don't know, man. I don't know. I need to make the difference between base magnitude and magnitude much clearer, I think. Shoot. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to undo all of these. I'll fix the poison one, because that's definitely wrong, because the base magnitude's being up here. I need to figure out how to make base magnitude and magnitude more easy to reason about in eye ability magnitude. So basically, the problem is I have in my eye ability, what is it called? Shoot. It's called eye ability magnitude here. It's just an interface that provides a magnitude. The problem is I need two different numbers. I need a number that represents the current magnitude, so the current number of like a damage or a poison. But then there needs to be a base magnitude as well, because the base magnitude will be used for scaling purposes, right? So if I say I want to start this at this magnitude and then multiply it by 2 or whatever, the problem is that if I just stored a single number and I said every time you get your adjacency bonus, you multiply the value by 2, the value will just keep multiplying by 2. It will just grow exponentially, right? So it'll do 2 damage, then 4 damage, then 8 damage. But all I really want to do is just check every execution. Are you next to an enemy? If so, multiply the base magnitude by whatever your adjacency bonus is. And if that's not the case, then just fall back to the base magnitude. But the problem is that the magnitude value that is set through set magnitude, that's the number that's actually applied in the combat. So the base magnitude is basically just the anchor number from which all the scaling is done. And then the magnitude is set in often case based on that. Now the problem is when I upgrade a card to a different tier, I need to change the base magnitude in a lot of cases. But then I need to also update the normal magnitude because I don't want there to be a situation where that magnitude is out of date because the base magnitude has changed. So it's just, like I said, it's just hard to reason about. I think what I need to do is maybe make this an explicitly transient value, like make this have to be set before every execution so that this is not, the magnitude value is not a long-lived value, but the base magnitude is what all the scaling is based off of. But I need to do a deep dive and figure out how to actually solve that. But anyway, it's a little bit confusing. That's the problem. It's hard for, and like this bugged out, so this upgrade actually didn't do anything. Anyway, probably doesn't matter, but why do you prefer implicit types versus explicit? When I got my degree in programming, implicit was a no-no, but it seems like everyone in Microsoft is leaning more implicit these days. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't understand the point of writing the extra characters if your IDE, and you in most cases, know what the type is, right? Like, why do you need to write out the type if it can be inferred from what's happening, right? And I actually like the way that TypeScript and JavaScript do this. It's like they go all the way with implicit, right? You don't even need to define the return type of a method because it'll just detect what's returned at the end of the method, and then it will say that's the return type. I wish C# would do that. I wish you didn't have to define a return type in C#, and it would just infer that from whatever's returned out of the method. But anyway, yeah, I just think it's like kind of a waste, right? Like the IDE knows, the compiler knows, and you know. So why do you need to write out the whole type? It's kind of my opinion. I don't know. Obviously, the most important thing is you stick to a code style and you don't mix and match. Hello, my Kundev. I'm doing great. How are you doing? Neo is Isobring. Neo is Obring. Neo is Obring. I'm sorry, I don't know what the proper emphasis is, but hello. I finished your GDScript course. Thank you for the lessons. I do want to ask though, when there's many enemies on screen, the hit SFX is really bad. How can I limit fix it so it sounds good? Yeah, that's a good question. So in Godot 4, there is the audio resources have a... I actually forgot how we do the hit SFX in that... I actually forgot how we do the hit SFX in that, but in Godot 4, there is a max polyphony setting on an audio resource that you can use to limit the amount of simultaneous sounds that are playing. And as long as the resource reference, I believe, as long as the resource reference is shared between all the nodes that play that sound, you can just call play as many times as you want, and Godot will limit it based on that max polyphony value. Yeah, I think that's basically it. So just to show you real quick. So if I add an audio stream player 2D here, and I want to do a new resource or a new, I actually think you can do, yeah, max, well, maybe this is only, no, never mind. Never mind. This is a node property, so it limits the amount of sounds that can be played from a node. So never mind what I said about that. You can still use the max polyphony here. but this is node based, so this only limits the amount of sounds coming from a node. So to limit the sound effects, yeah, that's going to be a tricky thing. I think what you could do is, well, one thing that you can do if you just want to limit it so it doesn't end up clipping, you can add a limiter on your SFX bus here. You can add a limiter filter, and then you can set the ceiling to something like -1. You'll have to look up how to use a limiter, but you can prevent it from clipping by adding a limiter to your SFX bus. But all that does is it doesn't limit the number of sounds that are played, that just it limits the audio levels to a certain degree. But if you want to actually limit the number of sounds playing, you're gonna have to implement some kind of orchestrator node to handle that. So you'd have to implement something similar to your own max polyphony, where you call, let's say, an autoload node. You say, I want to play this sound at this position, and then you can configure a limit, and then that autoload node can keep track of all of the audio stream player nodes that it spawned, and it could like either cut off the oldest ones or replay the oldest ones if you're trying to play more than the max allowed. That's probably the way that I would approach it. And you could even abstract that out into your own kind of like add-on maybe. What I might even consider doing is I might create an add-on node that has a static variable, which is a dictionary of all of the sounds that are playing, and then I would assign an ID to each sound, and then I could define a limit for each sound. And then that node can be instantiated as many times as I want, but since it has a static variable, static dictionary, it sort of knows globally how many instances of each sound ID are playing, and then you could limit it like that as well. So those are just some ideas that you can look at. Yeah, that's one of the things about Godot that's kind of annoying. It has effects on the enemy, so when it collides, play random audio. Yeah. Plain JS is torture. Yeah, it can be for sure. Why you choose to build in public, something you're going to commercialize? Someone might steal your idea. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, ideas don't make money. It's the execution that makes money. So somebody can steal my idea, but if they don't do it as well as I'm doing it, then they're not gonna make any money off of it. I've also, I mean, that's my opinion on everything. It's like the execution is the only thing that matters. Everyone has brilliant ideas, but if you can't execute it, then it's not gonna make any money. So the Venn diagram of people that would steal my idea and have the talent to outperform the way that I'm executing the idea is very, very small, is the way I look at it. I was thinking I'd either need a compressor or a sound manager. Look at all those types. Thank you for the answer. You're welcome. Yeah. You are welcome. Okay, so let's see. What am I doing? I completely forgot. Oh, higher tier cards depending on how far along the player is. Yeah. Oh, we're still... Oh, did I close? Okay, whatever. Let's see. I still haven't seen a higher tier card come out of a booster pack yet, so let's see. I'm just going to breeze through this. I'm just going to use the God mode button to go through all these things. Boom. 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 Sell that one. Let's get rid of all these. I don't need these. I need to improve the grid snapping too. A little bit. Max health increase. Increase board size. Fight that. Boom. There we go. There's one. Oh, there's two. Oh, 3 upgrades. Oh, because, yeah. So, yeah, because I've already completed 3 combat encounters, so the minimum tier is that. I wonder why it's not... Maybe this Rand FN is not, maybe the Rand FN is not. The mean is, the deviation is 0.5. That might need to be higher, I suppose. Let's just see. Let's just see. Poison enchant, boom, boom. Max health increase. Yeah, I'm not getting any higher tier cards than what the default size is. I wonder why that's happening. Oh, there we go. Tier 3, okay. So that is a little bit less common than I would like it to be. I had to open, what, like 4 boosters to get an extra additional tier. So I think I'm just going to bump this up to 0.6. The thing about normal distributions is it's kind of hard to reason about like what the percentages of each thing are because of the way that normal distribution works. But I tend to think that normal distributions are like the best way to do randomness versus linear, because then you kind of get like a soft cap. So instead of trying to manage like let's say I just chose a random tier between 1 and 3, I would get so many tier 3 abilities that it wouldn't feel that special because it's going to be in the same ratio as tier 1 and tier 2. But with a normal distribution, tier 1 becomes really common, tier 2 becomes less common, and then tier 3 becomes rare. So when that tier 3 eventually pops up, it's like, oh my goodness, you know, like I've got this amazing card now that almost never happens, or that doesn't happen very often, so I'm going to take that, you know. So I tend to think that normal distributions are very good. Also, was there a bug there, or did I restart this? Oh, I restarted the game, yeah. I'm going to make that mutton echo. Okay, it doesn't echo because it kills it instantly. Okay. Boom. Boom. Can alchemize some cards. These are not going to do anything, I don't think. Oh no, it just stacks those things. Okay, that's interesting. There's a tier 2. Okay, that's looking good. So yeah, that was the most important thing, is just getting getting those things in place here. So now the tier got mixed. So I put a high tier item with a low tier item in Alchemy, and it mixed those tiers together. So I actually went down a tier, but now I've got this. I'm really happy with how the system is looking so far. I'm really enjoying this. Playtesters will come eventually. Dude, getting paid to drag UI elements all day, yeah. I think what I'll do, what I want to do, and don't hold me to this, but I think before I'm ready to release this game in early access, I want to start a Discord server and then have people at the Discord server test the game. I definitely want to get some feedback on the game before I release it on Steam. I could simulate the amount too, but you could, like, I could run a brute force calculation to see how many times do I get a tier 3, but sometimes that's not super helpful either, because what you see in the numbers and what you feel in the game is like often different, so it can help for sure. But tier 2, 3 preserve per allied ritual card. Sweet. Cool. Okay, that's feeling really good. It's not really playing, it's like bug hunting. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay, prevent the same card from being picked twice. Cool, cool. So improve. Okay. Improve booster picking. All right, so let's do this boss progression system now. So I'm actually going to start with the art on this because I want to see... let's see. Open file. UI. Screen reference. Save this. Assets. UI. Let's do a new folder in here. Level progression. Okay, so now what I want to do is something like this. Let's see. That looks too modern, but okay. So yeah, something like this. I mean, I'm going to change the icons, but these are like the events. And then the current one you'll be on. Like we could do, like these are completed ones. This could be the current one that you're on. Something like that. And so that's your little progression thing. Now the actual icons that I want to use, I'm not sure. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do, what if I did little dots instead? And then for this, it can be like a little sword or something. And then this obviously would be like a... I say obviously, it would be like a skull. Something like that. I'm still not that great at drawing skulls. Whatever. Something like that. The problem is I don't really think it matches, or at least the colors don't. So maybe I'll do... something like that. Oops. And then as I do the events... yeah, I don't know. I need better icons for those little dots, I think. But I think I'll brighten these up. Or maybe just make them white when they're completed. Yeah, I don't know. Do you do machine learning in Godot? I do not know. What app is this? This is... Sprite. Yeah, I don't know what your point is. Macron? But anyway, let's see. How do I want to do this? Those look kind of good. Little orbs. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't like the orbs though. They don't really match. They don't really match. Anyone have any ideas for a icon that I could do for the little event markers here? Could do diamonds. Diamonds. Do I know how to draw a diamond? I mean, there's just the obvious, like, that shape. Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. What happens in the event? The event, so this is just an indicator for the event. So like these are the events here, and then these are the combat ones, and then events, and then combat, events, combat. But an event is anything that's like not combat. So an event can be alchemizing cards, it can be adding enchantments to cards, it can be increasing your board size, increasing your health. An event is basically just like the pre-combat options that you have to increase your power. And then there'll be more things that are traditionally like known as events too. For example, you know, like, oh, get a chance to gain an item or fight an enemy, right? Stuff like that. Wonder if I could do little candles. Little candles with little particle effects. Oops, I'm moving that whole thing. Okay, whatever.
Welcome home, Columbia. Beautiful, beautiful. Discovery 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Okay, whatever. How am I going to do a candle? Hold on a second.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay, sorry. Got the cat. The cat is here. I had to drug him up because he has a vet appointment and he does not like the vet. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, bud. Ooh. He had to drug him up. Is the event random? Could it be like a question mark, like Slay the Spire? Yeah, it could be a question mark. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of a candle, though. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to draw a candle very well. I guess, actually, you know what I could do? Yeah, I know how to make the candle. I like the idea of a candle. I'm sticking with that. So let's do this. I'm going to do it dark, so I need it to be like a muted color before you get to that phase. So we'll do like that. And then, what's that little candle dish thing? I'm going to laugh if it's actually called a candle dish. But we'll do something like this, and then maybe with like a little handle. That's too... That's good. Okay, and then we need a little wick here. And then I'll add maybe some particles there. Just if you imagine some like flame particles or something. So do candles for it as a little event progress. And then we can do the sword. I think I like that. Let's see. And then maybe I can do some little connecting things here like that. Just so that there's like a line connecting these things. I don't know, how are we feeling about that? I'm probably going to need to upgrade the sword icon here as well. Which is fine, I can do that. So this also needs to be muted. So these things will change colors depending on whether you've accomplished the objective. So the candle here will become, let's say, that color with this shading here. We can probably keep the base the same color, I'm imagining, but maybe we'll just go ahead and change the base color as well just to make it consistent. Yeah. So actually this would be reversed. So this would be over here. So it's like, yeah, you finish the first event. This would be lit now and have like the flame particles going on. Yeah, I think that's good. I could probably change this one here. Maybe I'll do that, because I don't really like that purple. Yeah, that looks better. And then for this one, we'll do the same thing here. And then the highlighted version would just take these colors and just beef them up. How are we feeling about that? Any takers, any feedback? Anyone want to opine? I wonder if I should do like a little arrow here. Oops. Arrow's kind of nice. Sword could be a little bit bigger maybe. Yeah, that's probably true. Is the beige version the current one or the past event? So that's past. So if you imagine left to right, so bring this out of the way here. So this is completed. This is the one that you're on currently. So completed, this is the one that you're on. This is one that you're heading toward. When the sword gets completed, it would turn into that. Taller. Oh, you think taller? Probably want to align these. Well, I don't know how I would align them actually. And the question is that big enough indicator? I think that's big enough because then it can go on the top of the screen like that. Just to make it stand out a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. I think that's a good idea. I think I like this. I'll probably put more space though. Let's see. I'll have to figure out the spacing, but thinking white means an unlit candle. Maybe that's true. Well, there's also going to be a particle effect when it's lit. So you'll be able to tell the difference between them easier when there's a particle effect there. But yeah, I might have to change the colors. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's a good start here. What do I think of the Nintendo Switch prices? A lot of people are spurging over it. I do not play console games, so I don't really, I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent. I've never been interested in Nintendo anything, so. Yeah. That's my opinion. Indifference. Good morning, Sanzo. Welcome back. How are you doing? Unfortunately, I'm going to end the stream now. The cat has a vet appointment in a couple of, or just like an hour, so I got to go get ready for that. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for your support and for chatting with me this morning. Yeah, again, Gunforce is available for sale. So if you want to check that out and you want to support me, definitely give that a watch, or a look, I guess is the word. And then also I've got my Udemy courses available for sale. Those will teach you how to build a complete game in the Godot engine. So if you want to support me, check those out. Also like, subscribe, watch my other videos, all that good stuff. Those are a great way to support me as well. Indifferent to Nintendo, is this what being a devout Christian looks like? Well, I'm not a devout Christian, so, but maybe. Thank you, Macron. I'm going to start your C# lesson soon. I see you're making this game in C# too. Do you prefer it over GDScript? I do, yes. Yeah, I do. Just for the structure that I get from it. Abstract, classes, interfaces, all that kind of stuff. So, all right. Thanks again, everyone. Have a good day. And I'll see you here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. All right. Bye-bye.